to make a balanced budget appear when otherwise it would not.
I call the honourable member Brendan Horan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, part 2 deals with refunds, and I would like to, for us to consider why there should be refunds, who gets the refunds. And, sir, for the many New Zealanders that are watching today, and also for those New Zealanders that are overseas, and also other people that are watching on, I'd just like to go through the main drivers of petrol and diesel prices so they get an idea. And for number one, we have the cost of oil and then the refined product. We have the exchange rate, which also affects the price of petrol and diesel. However, it seems to go up quick, but when our exchange rate is high, it always seems to come down very slowly at the pump. And then third, we have government taxes and levies. And presently, sir, around about 62 cents per litre is made up of this government's taxes and levies, and that's exclusive of GST. Diesel uses the very unfair road user charges that we saw rush through last year. And if we have a look at some of the price rises, I believe in April of this year, 96 cost around about $2.13 a litre, and in May it was $2.17 a litre. So we have these price rises apart from the taxes that this government is putting on. And so then, sir, what does that mean to the person in the province, or actually the average ordinary person at home who is trying to feed their family? It puts extreme strain on that family because everything goes up. Food prices go up. How is the normal mum and dad who is on the minimum wage, and I might say that's disgraceful for any person who's worked in a job for more than 2 years to be on the minimum wage, how are they going to be able to afford the other rises that occur when petrol goes up? Perhaps we could consider giving refunds to every mother in New Zealand or every father in New Zealand for those school lunches that are going to cost more, for the food in the supermarket that is going to cost more. And, sir, this week we heard the Prime Minister stand up, and instead of saying 39,000 houses will be consented in Auckland in the next 3 years, he said that 39,000 houses will be built. Well, sir, with the increase in taxes, those houses are going to cost much more. And I would make the prediction that by this time next year, the average price of a house in Auckland will be $1 million, not $750,000. So who do we give the refunds to, sir? Do we give it to sports teams? Because one of the great things about New Zealand is the ability for our children to be able to play sport and to see New Zealand. But with these increases, how are those children going to be afforded, and the parents of those children going to be able to afford to get those children to the sports grounds? Perhaps we could give refunds to sporting teams. Perhaps we could give refunds to coaches, because coaches need to get to training. They need to train the young ones. You know, this is all part of the New Zealand psyche, and one small increase is massive, has massive long-term ramifications for the average New Zealander. And so I would ask that this Parliament consider giving refunds to sports teams, to sports coaches, to parents of children, because, sir, what we need to do, we need to be fair in this country. We have a situation where farmers may get a refund, and so they should, or orchardists may get a refund, and so they should too, sir. But we as average New Zealanders have to pay that cost at the shop front. And
I call the honourable member Scott Simpson.